Welcome to the Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news from around the peninsula with Adam Kelly, Peter Sasovich, Luke Harris and Neil Craig. Take it away, Adam.
G'day sports fans and welcome to another episode of the Halftime Heroes. It is that time again when we are back in Suss's garage, and it is very, very, very good to be back. If you don't know what we're on about, we are on about, and would you stop bloody giving me side eyes? You wait. We are about the MPFNL. It's a show based on the Mornington Peninsula Football Netball League, and it's a bunch of blokes standing around, not even standing anymore, we're sitting around and just talking shop. We don't take each other too seriously. We go into a little bit of football, but other than that, it's a really light-hearted sort of show. So just enjoy and hang on. It is episode 2, and it is very good to be back in Suss's garage for another week. Hello to you, Commish.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
Oh, I'm tip-top. Thanks for asking.
The week has flown by. Can you believe it's a week already?
It has flown by. I know.
Monday.
I know. And round one coming up.
Exciting.
Round one coming up. Very exciting. Hello, Sus.
How are we going?
Very well.
It's very exciting. It's I'll have a bit more.
You don't sound very excited.
I'll have a bit more.
Can you get a bit more fucking animated?
Oh, I'll have a bit more to say on our pallets.
Oh, the pallets.
I know. Well,
just
the usual lineup is here, and after last week's episode, although it did very well, we left here quite flat. Didn't we?
Well,
we were just blowing the
I thought it was
cobwebs.
quite good,
Yep.
really.
Oh, did you?
I thought I was good.
Well, what are you waving at?
Just waving the car going.
Oh, I know. That's
Yep.
so.
Get out of the way.
Where is this, please?
We're down at Pearcedale watching the Pracky match versus Cranbourne.
Very good. And Pearcedale getting the job done over Cranbourne, weren't they? Didn't they?
They were okay.
They were okay. Well, they won.
Yeah.
Also, too, what was I going to say? I was going to mention. No, it's all right. It's gone. But back. Well, do you want to do it?
No.
I'm sitting next to him. I'm worried.
Host.
I'm worried.
No,
No, so that's what I was going to say. So,
By
obviously,
special
what
demand.
I wanted to say first
Demand.
is we have introduced, if you didn't pick up last week's show, we've introduced some new kits, some new gear. Sus's just getting all tech freaked out, and we've got a green screen. So if you are listening and not watching, then you need to pay attention to just go and check it out on Facebook or Sus. What are the other things we've got?
YouTube, Vimeo,
Vimeo.
Instagram. I don't think we're on. No, I don't think we're right. No, we're right.
No, that'll be when Goons.
right.
That'll be when Goons comes on, and
we're not
we
stopping.
might hit up Porn Up. So if you are listening and you hear us refer to the screen that's behind us, there is a screen behind us where we're down at Cranbourne at the moment doing the game
Pearcedale
live.
back over.
Pearcedale back
It's
over.
in new rooms there, Adam.
It is. Mate, my eyes are no good. I can't see
your
far
eyes are no
away.
good.
I can't see far away. Well, he's sitting here patiently, very quiet.
isn't he?
And if you are listening, if you've been watching, he has been very polite, and it gives me really great pleasure to introduce this man, and going to be a regular of the Halftime Heroes for season 2025. Welcome to Suss's Garage, Chris Gammers Gamble.
Oh,
He's
yes.
here. And we've got him.
Boys.
Beautiful.
How was this? Green screen, live
I
feed,
know.
good company.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how that
Hey,
turns
how
out.
good to be back. Footy
Yeah,
season again already.
Absolutely, mate. It's gone quick, hasn't it?
Yeah, at times. Yeah.
At times.
When
Well,
we've
not so
been-
much for you because you've been living and breathing it probably for the last 6 months.
Yeah, this is the week that gets you excited. Like all the work comes together and you either pass or fail round one and move on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it a slow grind over the pre-season games? I know we'll get into that, but it's the Christmas period's a bit of a drag, isn't it? Because you do a bit of pre-season, you go off and you drink beer and eat turkey and come back fat as a pig. Then you start again.
I reckon the
you,
last 2 or
personally.
3 weeks, like you're just searching for round one, and do you play a practice game? Do you
Yeah.
not? Do you get injuries? Do you keep them fresh? So last 2 weeks, been long. But this week the excitement comes. Pre-season's finished and we're into in-season
Fantastic.
stuff. So
Awesome.
very exciting.
Very exciting. So we are back to our great normal selves. So we're going to start with Div 1. So we'll be going through Div 1. We've got the selection table because it's a halftime hero family favourite. Suss's pallets because Spook, obviously Spook soapbox. He'll be doing his soapbox when he is in Suss's garage, but otherwise Suss's pallets. We've got the wrap. We've got Coach's Corner this week, seeing as Gamma's has
lots
presented.
to talk about.
Absolutely,
Lots to
plenty
catch
to
up
talk about. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be coming straight back with Division 1. You're listening and watching, you know, at the Halftime Heroes.
When your loved ones live alone, it's concerning. So I had no problem changing providers when I saw a better option.
Whether it's helping the aged maintain their independence or providing an approved NDIS package for someone with a disability, a visit from one of Aftercare's qualified personal carers can make all the difference. Aftercare prides itself on tailoring personalised service to the aged and those with disabilities and has done for 21 years. If someone you love could receive better care in their own home, call Aftercare on 1300 464663 or visit after-care.com.au.
Changing was the best thing we ever did.
So let our family help your family.
Are you tired of spending endless hours on property maintenance? Look no further. Introducing Askanish, your premium solution for high-end property maintenance. Our expert team with years of golf course experience specialises in broadacre spraying and large area mowing, ensuring your property maintains its pristine condition. Say goodbye to hassle and say g'day to perfection with Askanish. To find out more, call Rob on 0407 362 328.
Welcome back to Halftime Heroes, the latest on local sport across the Mornington Peninsula.
And welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Division 1 football. We have selected in the selection table. We're going to have a closer look at Frankston YC and the Dromana Tigers, as we know, and as everyone has heard out there in the wider football community that, Dromana's lost a few.
They've lost heaps. I was just going through the goal kickers of Division 1, and the top 10 of last year, I think 6 have gone.
6 have gone from Dromana's.
No, sorry,
out of the comp.
Out of the comp.
Completely out of the comp.
Right.
So it's all moved to a different division, or just interesting. I think it was 6 or 5. But, you got Clayton Gay.
Yes.
I think he was second or third on the goal, gone.
Yep.
So then you got, Geordie Andrew, gone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of goal kicking power that's left the competition in Division 1.
Gammers, question without notice, mate. You've got designated forwards these days, but the key piece forward is nearly gone, isn't it? It's nearly gone. The key piece, Adam, like the very one, the halty,
your spearhead,
the guy that dukes everything.
Your spearhead type is gone.
The spearhead type, nearly gone out of the comp.
We were only talking about this as coaches last week. We've picking our side for the last probably 4 months, but picking a solid side for round 1 and just saw a hope of midfield types and utility types. So
who can kick goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and can play other positions. So you're right. Yeah, the spearhead is a thing of the past.
It's bloody hard to get.
Ka-chinga. That just squashes everything that...
he said they're all...
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're going to a different comp. You know why they're going to other comps.
Well, exactly right.
Jesus, didn't that get a bit...
Show me the money.
Wow, don't even get me started on that, because I'll tell you, don't get me fired up about that again. Oh, hey, before we just get straight into it... I know, sorry, I need to put that down. How good was it? The Herald Sun or the footy show?
It was good,
picking up on, mate. Can you just go to your own material, please? You don't need to rely on a bunch of amateurs to make your headline stories every time.
2 days after.
2 days after. Oh, you want to start talking?
Is there anything in here?
Interesting one, Adam, because it had something on each comp, didn't it?
Yes.
And I looked under the Bayswater, who they're going to play. No mention of a new coach. Not one. I thought, oh my God, that's nearly. He's going to take that bad.
He'll take that to heart.
Nothing.
No.
Bayswater's got a new coach and they're up and about. Nothing.
That was last.
How good Montrose are going to go.
Last year.
He's relaxing. I saw him a video of him in the spa, in the sauna.
Sauna.
In the sauna.
Twice a day.
Yeah.
You saw a video of him.
Yeah.
Aren't you guys sharing one soon?
It's that wrong.
It's happening.
It's that wrong service again.
We need to do it on a Monday night.
has to
Monday night, I reckon.
But anyway,
Live.
he wouldn't.
Live. Yeah, absolutely.
But just on that, it's round one for our great mate this week.
Good luck, Spook.
Spook. And I'm sure it's going to be a hell of a contest against Gary Ayres' Montrose.
Yes. Oh, no, they're looking very good. He's got them on song. They're all exceptionally fit, the Kangas, and very much looking forward to getting into the game system. That is Spooks. Let's jump straight into it. For the selection table, geez, we've been banging on. For the selection table, we're going to have a close look at Frankston YC, as I said, and the Dromana Tigers. So we will leave that game until last. But at the moment, let's jump straight into Langwarrin v Pines, played at Lloyd Park this Saturday, the 5th of April. We have not much to go on, so I'm going to go with Pines comfortably.
Pines have done some heavy recruiting by all accounts. And Langwarrin just going back to the locals, I'll say.
Yeah.
So
They do it well.
Bloody hope they've got some bloody good kids. Beware the kids, because they're going to come in nice and hungry.
Great lineups.
Great
lineups.
Player hates
it's a good lineup. But is there any reason to think that Langwarrin may improve exponentially this year, Gummers?
Oh, look, I'm the same as you guys, just hearing practice matches and murmurings and who you know and who you don't. I would think, from what I've heard, Langwarrin are going to be similar. Who they play a couple of weeks ago? Frankston Bombers. I think Bombers got that done.
Touched them up.
Yeah.
Again, from all reports, Spook went down and watched that game, Gammers, and I think what Langwarrin are going to...
From a distance, I'm tipping.
critiqued it.
I think he was from the netball courts. He said that, again, struggle going forward. They've got no key forward. We've just spoken about key forwards, but midfield just absolutely on song. Back line, you can't fault, but just going forward, they can't seem to find a target.
There you go.
They've got Harry Money. Is it Harry Money?
Money.
Is he the full forward?
Harry Money.
Money.
Yeah, he's only about 5'8"
or
something.
I know.
Geez, he gets around.
Crowd pleaser. Yeah. Pines, I've heard, have got a couple of good bookends from... I think they might have got them from Somerville, actually. Not the...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you'd probably know that.
Yeah, I would know that.
They've also done some recruiting from Coralin, I hear. So
yes, they've got a few from Coralin, haven't they?
That were training with them and were supposed to be playing at Coralin, but have played with Pines instead.
Were they the ones that were going to Tyab first?
I don't know. But
that was 2 seasons ago, wasn't it? Wasn't there
a last year.
No?
But anyway, Pines for me.
I reckon it'll be depends on the names coming out. Jai Cully from West Coast Eagles. Be interesting if he's on the list at Demons and if he comes down. So he's a handy inclusion. But also the Kringle Torman Batolo. So be interesting to see how he travels as well down at.
Jeez, Kringle in strife, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a couple left, but
bit of froth and bubble. The next game we see Mount Eliza, the reigning premiers. Settle down, Commish. The reigning premiers taking on the Sorrento Shark at Emil Madsen Reserve. I was talking to some of the Sorrento,
always good game these
Sorrento faithful only today, and. I'm telling you, they're not looking forward to going to Mount Eliza. I'll give you the red hot tip. They hate it.
They won there last time.
Yeah,
Sorrento, but I there's a rumour going around you don't have to put up a banner. You've already got the streamers from Grand Final still going there.
Is that right? Is this going to happen all year?
Yeah.
Can we just?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be so great.
Are you unfurling the flag? Okay, next.
I might if I get asked.
Oh yeah, that's another rumour we need to address later on too.
All right, so Mount Eliza have become the hunted,
yes.
not the hunters. So there's a different mindset, Sus, when you go into a game and you are the hunted and not hunting. So these are always great games, Sorrento and Mount Eliza, no matter where they're played.
No, it is.
This will be no exception.
I don't think it's going to matter.
This will be no exception. I think Mount Eliza will get over them.
Yeah, me too.
But it's they bring everything, Sorrento.
And you do make a good point, Commish, but I don't think that Ricky J, as grounded as he is, will ever let that kind of thing happen.
No,
it's a new season. There's been lots of movements. Sorrento, they've gone okay. They've lost a couple, but they've picked up a couple too. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be a fresh, put last year out of your head, game on.
Yeah, look, there's they always are. There's just something about Mount Eliza and Sereno.
You've heard nothing about Mount Eliza's pre-season. No good, no bad, no nothing. It's been quiet as, which is ominously a good
The
sign.
only thing I heard, Sus, is that the numbers dropped off, and there's normally 85 down there at training. And I think 1 or 2 nights it was like 76. And Ricky's gone, hey, boys.
He's panicked.
He's called a little meeting and said, boys, this ain't just going to happen. Next week there's 100. So he's
100
we played them in a practice game 5 weeks ago.
Yep.
Great contest. We both
That
had
long ago.
Yeah, we pulled our practice games back. We haven't played for a couple of weeks deliberately.
Yep.
They were as good as ever. We both had a lot out, but it was just a fast, high-paced game, which we enjoyed. Like, you model yourself off the good teams, and it was a good even contest until they probably run over us a bit late.
Yeah.
But
good.
Yeah, they had good numbers. They had good numbers that
good
night.
signs for you guys.
Yeah. We
for
thought
so long.
We thought so.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think they'll be around the mark again. They're not worried about the bigger bodies hunting them. They proved that last year, so you're going to have to find a different way to beat Mount Eliza this year.
Yep, fair enough. Well said. The next game sees Rosebud taking on a Red Hill Football Netball Club at Olympic Park. What?
No, we just skipped Mornington. That's okay.
Oh, it's coming up.
Oh, sorry.
Just because, mate.
Well, it's,
I didn't bring my print.
Don't get him going yet.
I didn't bring my print. I've just got the laptop.
There's some notes going on over there, isn't there?
Right, Rosebud.
He rocked up with nothing, though, don't you?
Mate, don't tell him for a Rolls Royce to warm up.
Depends how old it is.
It's a fucking vintage one, this one, I can tell you.
Diesel.
Rosebud and a good game of tootie, this one.
Yeah.
It's a cracker. Let's have a look at what
it was
they
a very
both
very close second for the selection table was Rosebud v Red Hill. Both informed teams, but if you will cast your mind back to the last time they played, it was on for young and old gammers, not only on the field but off the field as well. There was a bit of a retaliation, and I hope things just get spurred up again, ready for Saturday. Because if you need remembering, halftime hero family, there was some activity following the game at Rosebud where Red Hill trumped them, and there was all kinds of photo taking and selfies and a little bit of carry on. You would have thought it wasn't a grand final; it was just a home and away game, and then Rosebud took that to heart. And then, from all reports, there was that carry on continued to inside the in the club rooms when they were singing the song, and there was some inappropriate behaviour between the two club rooms, and then rightfully so, as you'd expect. And I'll take my Rosebud hat off, and I'll say it against any team that the right of reply was there when they then travelled up to where was the game played?
It was Mount Eliza, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was at Mount Eliza. Yep. And you could imagine the spectators come down at the end of the game because Rosebud rolled Red Hill, and there was all sorts of selfies going on, videos getting around. It was some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen, because that's what football needs. We're all passionate about it. Obviously, keep your swearing and your fisticuffs and all that out of it, please. But I don't mind that, and I hope that it comes on this Saturday at Olympic Park. If you want to see something entertaining, make sure you get down there. Yeah. But Rosebud for me, Commish.
Both teams have had fairly significant list top-ups.
Yep.
Red Hill for mine. I like them this year.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Very good. For Rosebud, there I did hear that Mitch White, he didn't play at a practice match, but his brother played, and apparently his brother's just as good, if not a little bit better. So Rosebud, mate, I'm telling you, they
good game of footy.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Rosebud for me.
Gammers.
We played Red Hill in a pracky game.
Yep.
They were very good. I would have said Rosebud 2 weeks ago. I'm leaning to Red Hill by less than a goal.
Okay.
Yeah, righto.
Very good. I like that. Right. And then, can you keep up?
I'm on it.
Yeah, Mornington taking on Edithvale Aspendale at Alexandra Park.
The Twilight match.
The Twilight match. It's going to be played, thank you, Sus. It's going to be played at 6 p.m. at Mornington Alexandra Park. Mornington are itching to get out of the blocks, aren't they, Sus?
They're just doing. They're trying to keep a low profile, but good to see the young ones are coming through.
Yep.
And there'll be a couple of surprises that'll certainly...
One Josh Newey.
No, I'd heard there's talk that there's a mystery player coming back, but they didn't stipulate in the Herald Sun this morning. So that was an interesting, whether it was regarded to Josh. I didn't hear that, but I've heard nothing. So I can honestly say I've heard.
You say it week in, week out. Just say,
I've heard of nothing.
Oh, hand on heart.
You're the mayor of Mornington, mate.
Heard of nothing.
Colonel Schultz.
I know nothing. But no, that's caught me out of left field. That one.
Righto.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it, and you'd probably see him on the training track, which I haven't. So
Righto.
So he's got to train before he can play, I'd suspect.
Depends who it is.
This is going to be a cracker game, though, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a belter. Gammers.
Like, EDS looked the best prepared side coming up definitely in my time. In the last few years.
They haven't been mucking around.
Yeah.
No.
And weren't out of Divi 1 for long, were they?
No, exactly right.
Yeah, they didn't like not playing Divi 1 footy. They did something about it.
We know, Gammers, that Division 1, Division 2 football is very, very, very different. Even though, Mornington, I reckon they're going to have a bumper season. I know they're talking about top sort of, well, not top 3 or 4, but if they were to get in 5th, 6th position, they'd be very, very happy with that. Yeah, massive improvement.
Just hanging on the last 2 minutes or whatever it was.
Exactly. No, they're backing themselves.
What an end of the year it was last year.
They're backing themselves.
Mornington for me at
that's
Mornington.
For sure. Mornington for me at Mornington as well. Gammers.
EDS.
EDS.
That's why
got to be different, don't you? Got to be different. Got to be different. And the selection table match of the round, we have chosen Frankston YC taking on Dromana Football Netball Club at John Coburn Oval in Funky Town. Very, very interesting game of football as well. We'll get to see, if you listened or watched the show last week, I had a chance to go and see the Tigers play pracky match against Bayswater, and they looked a little bit disorganised, but they've got the cattle there to still get the job done, I believe. So once everything just, people sort of get into their roles and start playing their roles, Gammers, I reckon it'll just be, Dromana for me as well. I think they will compete this year. There's no question about it.
Okay, so they're going to beat YC?
I don't think so, no. I'm just saying that I think, there's lots of talk about Dromana, and it's remiss of me not to mention that I reckon that they'll be, they'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah, but YC, I think, just
YC
at John
at
Coburn.
YC, yeah. And some of their ins have been interested to see how many of these guys, these VFL listed guys, are going to play round 1 if they're going to be available. Yep. But, Jesus, it's a list and a half, isn't it, now? But,
what story, round 1, Gammers, what story does it tell for the next at least 6 rounds? If you can pick up, if they've got some of those VFL stars available, what sort of, what scene does that set?
Names there, isn't there?
Well, I feel like if they've got access to the list, they should be six zip, shouldn't they? Yeah. After 6.
Do you think so?
Look, Ned Cahill...
There's always a backstory there, isn't there? You don't get access.
Well, I was going to say...
Not enough. Ned Cahill being laid out probably hurts them a little bit.
Yeah.
As you said, Div 1 footy is a lot different to Div 2, and those classy players can really stand out, and I think he would have made a world of difference. And probably with him in, they were premiership favourites.
Yeah, really?
Just about.
Okay.
But from the outside, Dromana are probably feeling a little bit what we're feeling at Summie. We've lost a few, they've lost a few, and everyone talks about it without actually knowing what's going on. So I think
you lost your best 5, didn't you?
Yeah, apparently. Yep. We'll talk about that later.
You weren't meant to say that.
We weren't going to bring that up. Anyway.
In whose eyes? In their eyes.
But I think...
In no one's eyes. What does that say for the rest of the
eyes.
football club? They didn't lose their top 5, for God's sake.
But how easy is it? How easy is it for people to say something and someone else will follow, someone else follows, all of a sudden Dromana aren't making the 5?
No, exactly, and that was my point. Yeah. Thank you, Gammers.
But Frankston YC for me.
Me too. Yeah. Frankston YC at Coburn Oval.
YCW.
Yeah, absolutely.
By a couple.
The Stone Cats. That rounds out this coming round 1 for Division 1. However, we've done our tips. Now I want to hear some predictions. Now, I'm not going to do them because I don't know much.
Why not?
No, that's not true. I don't like the pressure of it. So I'm going to read, because Spook was good enough to send ours through in the group chat. So Spook for the predictions are The Mounties, clear on top. Rosebud, YC Edie, so top 5, YC Edie, and then Red
jump.
Hill.
Good, don't mind it.
So that is top 5 for Spook.
Righto.
And who'll finish last?
He didn't say. I don't think he gave us a last.
Well, you're allowed to give an opinion.
I'm allowed. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah,
I've got
fair enough.
Mob Metalizer,
Oh, jeez, that's Langy.
Rosebud, Red Hill, YC, and Dromana.
Wow.
Dromana just
Who'd you go?
hanging on to the 5.
Mantalizer,
Rosebud, Red Hill,
YC.
who I really like this year.
Yep.
YC and Dromana. Just
You
had a
really like Red Hill this year?
Liked them last
Playing
year.
some of the kids.
Liked them last year.
Or you're just saying that.
Kids. No, I did.
You didn't say that
We
because
did.
Jamie Molo roasted you.
We did have a
still
little
loves you.
thing, but
He loves you.
You had
we
words.
made up.
There was words.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
Yes,
Yes,
doing it.
yes.
Well, it was very.
He threw. Yeah, actually,
I've forgotten most of
was
it.
there was talk. He threw everything bar his false teeth at him.
At the end of the day, you got to love the passion of the man.
Absolutely.
So
Right,
bloody
how'd
good when
you
he
do?
comes. He loves
How'd
us.
you do?
Division 1 for me. Mounties, clear on top. Pressured by YCW, Rosebud, Sorrento, and Red Hill.
Righto. Okay, so we're
Langy bringing
liking
up the rear.
We're liking the Hillman. Dromana, no finals this year.
No.
Sus.
No.
For the first time in, goodness me.
What do you reckon, Gammers?
I reckon it'll be Frankston YC, Mantalizer, Rosebud, Red Hill, and Dromana.
Okay.
Very good.
Don't mind it.
Very,
We're all sort of
very
on a
good. I
very
like
similar
that a
page.
lot. That's a wrap for Div 1. Wow,
Pretty good.
look at us go. Shit, I think that's like 25 minutes. No, not even.
World record.
15, 20 minutes. I think that's very, very
you know you
good
started
from us. And that's the way we're going to roll this year. So, okay, let's wind it back a little bit. So, Gammers, you're with us right now. Next week, we'll be concentrating on Div 1 because Macca will be here. Lee McQuillan will be here.
Good get.
And then we will alternate. So 1 week we'll look at Div 2, 1 week we will look at Div 1.
Look at all of them, but
Look
in,
at all
in
of
depth
them,
more.
but in depth more.
Yeah,
so
with the-
we
You
want
going to alternate?
with the kid. Right?
You going to alternate?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then we're going to have
Yeah,
a
and
big,
I'll alternate as well.
we're going to have a big show. We're all together.
yes,
Celebration.
Yeah, very much.
Celebration.
Sus will make 5 coffees and
Yes.
Yeah, not just one for
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe next
Well,
to
I
it.
did-
Do you
I
want one, do you?
did.
no. Just notice the one.
Right. Yeah.
Beautiful garage, but I love coming
Yeah,
here.
it's nice.
Thank you very much.
Love what you've done with the place.
Just shit service.
Was it a nice coffee?
Bloody oath.
He's only drink half of it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Barbs.
Barb.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Barbs.
Barb.
She made it. So that's the way we're going to roll this year. If you've got an opinion, make sure you hit us at halftimeheroes.mpfnl.@gmail. Oh, I see, I fucked it. halftimeheroes.mpfnl@gmail.com, or you can get in contact with us, which is, hey, there's someone waving. Or you can get in contact with us via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I don't know, sus, whatever else.
That's it.
That is
nothing
it.
else.
Nailed it.
And we did get some feedback.
We bloody did get some feedback. So what I was thinking, and I haven't aired this at all to anybody. I reckon we should do like some mail.
Yes.
Do you reckon we could do
I
like the
reckon we do
mail?
that. We might do after pellets. We might just do it. Actually, before pellets, we might do a bit of mail.
Yeah, all right.
Like it.
Okay. Janice, get your
Get your gears
yeah,
sorted. And
no, what was the like the cavemen, the stone? No, the
the stone.
no, where they
You
used
should
to
know, you work at
write
a
in,
cemetery.
You're
write
telling
in
the story,
stone.
mate.
Oh, fucking whatever. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more Halftime Heroes.
When your loved ones live alone, it's concerning. So I had no problem changing providers when I saw a better option.
Whether it's helping the aged maintain their independence or providing an approved NDIS package for someone with a disability, a visit from one of Aftercare's qualified personal carers can make all the difference. Aftercare prides itself on tailoring personalised service to the aged and those with disabilities, and has done for 21 years. If someone you love could receive better care in their own home, call Aftercare on 1300 464663 or visit after-care.com.au.
Changing was the best thing we ever did.
So let our family help your family. Are you tired of spending endless hours on property maintenance? Look no further. Introducing Askanish, your premium solution for high-end property maintenance. Our expert team with years of golf course experience specialises in broadacre spraying and large area mowing, ensuring your property maintains its pristine condition. Say goodbye to hassle and say g'day to perfection with Askanish. To find out more, call Rob on 0407 362 328.
Welcome back to Halftime Heroes, the latest on local sport across the Mornington Peninsula.
And welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. We are going to get straight into... We good?
Division 2.
No, Coach's Corner.
Oh,
Coach's Corner.
Oh, my God.
Didn't we just talk about that?
Yes. What do you mean? Yes, exactly.
What script are we running off?
So
This
off
one, that
air,
one, or
we
that
just said, okay, what we're doing next is the Coach's Corner. And then, geez, good to see you changed your top two. Geez, there was some shit on Facebook about that.
Fuck off.
Golf
The other one was blue, wasn't
It's a nice one. I had these specially made.
That is nice.
It's actually nice material.
Thailand.
Silk.
It's, Taiwanese silk.
They got blown down in the
Frothy ejaculate.
earthquake. So, yeah, all gone now.
Genuine fake.
Yeah, genuine fake.
It's a genuine fake.
It's,
$5 for you. Repeaters.
Love you, Dave. Okay. That's that's the cone of silence.
What is the point of having a cone of silence? What is the
Because
point?
you can talk amongst you.
But that never works out that way, though, Adam.
No,
Does
it doesn't.
Everyone
Always.
chimes in.
Oh, he hates it.
It's a
He
10-seater
fucking
cone
hates
of silence.
Do you want us to leave? I'll get up and
No,
leave.
no,
Lee.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
Righto.
No, you'll throw the toys out the cop.
So
because
this
it's
is-
your segment. And blah, blah,
So it's
blah.
very... Gamma's great, mate. It's great you can join us every other week until we get nearer to finals, and then maybe every week,
Yeah, love that.
which would be
Love that.
fantastic because
Hopefully
you're a wealth of knowledge and we're not. So it's
Summed it up pretty well.
kind of good. So, Gammas, can we talk about... Let's look at the wash-up from last year and what you got out of watching that final series go around. Because you did pretty well against Edie throughout the year, and they finished up being premiers. So
Yes.
do you move into 2025 with a bit of pep in the step because of that? Do you put anything on that at all?
Yeah. We're happy to see Edie go up. Obviously, we spoke about that before. I think they'll be competitive in Div 1. So obviously they win 17 in a row or something last year.
Yeah, it was
and
crazy. Yeah.
I think we pushed them to 3 points in round 2. I think the theory about EDS is you can get them on big grounds because of their little postage stamp, whatever they call it there, Regent's Park. So yeah, we're happy to see them go up. Interesting grand final. So many strange turns, and probably should have been Chelsea, and it wasn't. And, we're excited. Chelsea obviously probably start the yardstick after what they did to us, and I know we'll talk about that in a second. But look, we finished poorly, but when you look back at where we were middle of the season, I think after round 9 we were 9th, 2 or 3 games outside the top 5, won 10 straight or whatever it was, and got to a preliminary final, which is ultimately disappointing, but pretty good for where we were halfway through.
100%, yeah. So this pre-season, you mentioned just a little while ago that you've sort of tapered down a little bit. You haven't played a game in a couple of weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
Any changes in? There's been a change of the club in presidency.
Yep.
And obviously a whole new committee, is there, mate?
Whole new committee, whole new coaching group except me, and I think 10 new recruits.
Well, yeah, that's huge. That's a huge holistic change of the club, isn't it?
Yep.
Your own personal situation, has there been any change in philosophies from you, or what do you hope to get out of it? Because the coaches are different. They hope to get different things out of a group, and it's hard to get it all. So did you concentrate on any one particular thing?
I'll tell you what we concentrated on. We concentrated on fitness. That was our big one wood for the November, January, February piece. So we weren't fit enough last year. I think I pulled the season apart in great detail after we got knocked out.
I can imagine.
Even before the grand final, I was already watched a few games, and you could just tell by body shapes and the injuries we were getting and the results we were getting, we just weren't fit enough to compete. We lost some players from the year before when we made the grand final. The grand final, I look back at that game, that was probably a flip of the coin, the 2023. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, it could have.
Would we have been the same as Mornington if we had gone up? Maybe. Battled. Probably been worse, to be fair.
Yeah.
So we need to get fitter. We lost a couple of players. We changed our leadership group to drive that, and there's a completely different feel around the club. And I would say this pre-season, not putting any mayo on it, has been a lot more exciting than probably my first pre-season when it was really exciting.
So, just drilling down on that, you've lost some players to different clubs here and there. A little bit of quality within that group. You've got some quality come back in.
Yep.
Do you find that guys that have been around the club for a while that are the leaders or should be the leaders can sometimes slow things down a little bit?
Look,
and sometimes clutter things up a little bit.
Yes, 100%. Look, I think three of the guys that left our club, it was good for them first, and it was good for the club second. They needed a change. The club needed a change. I think the next wave of players underneath them, you got to find out what they've got, and sometimes they are muffled by the leaders that you had. And our club's been known. You say Somerville Football Club, and one of the first names that comes to mind is Lockie Williams, Nick Mason, Kane McKenzie, Lockie Sharp, those type of players. Yeah. So, look, we had some pretty honest chats with a couple of those guys, and it was just best sort, mutual agreement that we go different ways. Yep. And it's not new for our club. Like I hope in my time we take Somerville to a different level to what it's been. And a part of that was Jake Haskett the year before left, went to Rosebud. He's now back at our club. Probably a better player, probably a better person, now coaching our 19s as well as playing. So there's a method to the madness. Do I expect those guys to all come back? No. But the door's always open, and I think, I'm a big believer that the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect 100%. a different outcome. So we needed to change things up. We knew our training standards last year were poor. We knew our fitness was poor, and we were lucky to probably be third in the end. Yeah, okay.
You received some feedback from a third party.
Yes.
We were talking about it, and you said you're comfortable to talk about it, so we will.
Absolutely.
About your behaviour during games on the bench. And us coaches are all guilty of losing our shit from time to time.
Yep.
But you took that on board and you actually did something about it, mate, didn't you? So what steps have you taken to, and you don't come across as a wild man as a coach either, by the way, but obviously you had a day out and someone's heard you. What have you done? What are you doing about that?
Well, firstly, it's embarrassing. And I think
you listen to it back, it's horrible.
It is, and I'm a big believer in quite a few philosophies, but I'm a big believer that the herd or the club will follow their leaders. So I'm pretty hard on our leaders to act the right way, and then if you're going to be like that, then you need to act the right way yourself. So yeah, to hear that, and it was completely innocuous. I was actually catching up with someone from within the club, and they go, "Oh, someone said this about you," and I was like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, that's probably right too."
Yeah. And you thought that was fair. You thought it was a
fair
comment at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it was language towards umpires on the field, which, like you said, it's an emotional game. Some of us are more emotional than others. Like I live and breathe it. I took that on board. There's actually another person said it to me later, which we didn't cover before we spoke. It was a sponsor actually said to me, like, I'm going to sign back on again, but we want to stop saying a couple of things that you've said on the field. So that's, when two people say it, it's true. I knew as soon as the person first told me that, that probably happened and that's not right. So, went and seen a mentor of mine that I've had, a career coach that I'd seen for my defence career, and spoke about some coping mechanisms and, if I get into this situation, how should I act? Where should I deflect my anger or thoughts? And it's been great. Like 3 practice matches, I've had the best time. I'm enjoying games.
Coaching from the car a couple of
maybe because it's practice games.
If you toot your horn 3 times, mate, you're really pissed off.
Yeah, don't come over.
That's a good story.
But I think. Look, obviously, I'm really, really privileged to work in the AFL environment.
Yes, you are.
And I think us coaches and some of my good friends, most of them are in the Div 1 competition who I've worked with, but we've got a responsibility to rid the game of some of those acts. Like I'm with Adam, the Rosebud, Red Hill stuff. We like that. You've got to have banter, like this show. You've got to have banter, and you've got to have. You've got to have rivals and something to hang your hat on, because that's why we play.
Yeah, exactly.
But I reckon when you start making people feel uncomfortable, that's probably when you've crossed the line.
Exactly. That's the difference,
it's personalised.
Done a bit of work there, mate, and try to put good people around me to help so that we can drive it as a club.
Okay, so is that something? So I'm going to give it a word. I'm going to give it therapy. It sounds awfully.
Yeah, I'd say counselling.
Serious.
Yeah, definitely.
Counselling.
Yep.
Is that something that's just ongoing as required, or you just sort of do it? You think,
Can't
shit,
have
I've got
a
a handle on this now, and I'm pretty right.
No, I've got coping mechanisms now that I obviously will put to the test this week.
Right.
Practice games, they are what they are, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard
they
to get
are.
emotionally
Yeah.
involved, and you've got different things you want to get out of them.
Correct.
So, no, I think I've got coping mechanisms in place, and if they fail, then I'll go and see that person again.
Yeah, okay, good on you.
Punch him in the head because it didn't work.
Yeah.
So you mentioned this just briefly, Gammers, that you've had and we can get deeper into this stuff as the year goes on, but you've had a change from Collingwood to St Kilda.
Yeah.
In the space of the women's football.
Yeah, exciting.
So well done.
Very exciting.
That's great. What's the role at St Kilda?
So coaching the forwards, a little bit of I went from. I was at Collingwood for 4 years, did backs, assisted with mids, and did head of development and development.
That's what you ended up, wasn't it? The head of development.
Yeah, and look, I love it, and I love the women's game. It's getting better to watch to the masses,
much
but
better to watch.
Inside the club, it's really, really amazing.
Yeah, fantastic.
Just to watch them grow and the relationships you build. So, St Kilda, half the distance to travel, no tolls. Met with Nick D'Alsano, the coach, and just got on really well
Nicky
straight
Dow.
away. Set me a couple of tasks, completed those, and we actually start for real tomorrow. So really exciting.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before you're 22 years today in the Navy.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
you get less
mate.
for life,
That's
don't you?
a-
Less for murder.
Oh, yeah.
That's a long
In
time.
Australia.
Haven't shot a bullet at anyone or a missile or anything.
Not recently, no.
But the Chinese are getting a bit tough.
Yeah, it's a good time to
To
get out, I
sharpen
reckon.
up those missiles.
Time to get into footy.
How do you, Gammers, just for us amateurs, how do you fit it in, mate? You're full time in the Navy. You're at St Kilda. I dare say it's not a full time role, but it's more or less. There'd be a fair bit of homework. And you're basically a semi-professional coach at Somerville.
Yep.
How's it all fit in, mate?
This year put some real quality around me at Somerville. So I got two really good assistant coaches. We hired Mike Treep from Coringal as senior assistant.
Good,
so
excellent. Good get.
Look, we've had good coaches the past couple of years, but Mike's taken some responsibility off me with just engaging with different players, and we haven't split the playing group by any means, but he just knows that if I'm under the pump, I'll go and do that.
Gotcha.
And I think as coaches, sometimes you need a hand, but you're too proud to ask. And, I've got it. Where he just goes, "Hey, Gammers, I've got this," and that's really relieving. And I've told him a few times, like you just don't know how much help you are. The changes off field, the committee's grown, so a couple of little jobs that I used to do to support game day, I don't have to do anymore. So that's how I'm fitting Somerville in. St Kilda, just saving 3 or 4 hours travel a week, which is what I'm saving. Going to St Kilda instead of Olympic Park is fantastic. Navy, I do my best. I do have a desk job. I have been around a while, and I do have a couple of little privileges. So some footy work gets done there from time to time. But,
So if the Chinese do attack, we're screwed.
I might kick a footy at
You
them.
could be a training.
The old torpedo
You'll be a
punch.
training.
Absolutely.
Torpedo punt.
I'll be on long service leave or something.
Gammers, mate, thank you. We can drill down more as the year goes on because we'll have
Yeah.
results to talk about and other things. But
Yes.
that's a great little first coach's corner, and we'll get more in throughout the year, and we'll have Macca here, and we'll have some players here as we go, and we can
exciting, isn't it?
we could
God,
you coaches can talk to these players that are coming in a
perfect.
true coach's corner. So thanks, mate. Thanks for being
No
here.
problem. Thank you.
So is that a wrap for Coach's Corner?
wrap for tonight.
We did. You and I did briefly mention. So I just want to dig down a little bit. What happened last year down at Rye against Chelsea?
The prelim.
Because
we're pretty poor, weren't we?
Yeah.
Look, there's actually a pretty unexciting, if that's a word, backstory to it. That when we beat Devon, I
Huge.
as I do, I like to plan out how the finals are going to go. 2023 was pretty close, not quite as we hoped, and then we were pretty confident we could get to the prelim. We didn't know what was going to happen once we faced a Chelsea or an EDS. To be fair, and I'll say it now, we played a lot of broken players through necessity to make the finals. So I'm not sure what people know, but Mason DeWitt had a broken foot for
Clearly.
12 weeks
Yeah.
and still finished one vote off winning the league best and
Just
fairest.
a freak.
And like he's a pretty special player, and we asked him to do some stuff that he wouldn't ordinarily do. So he was cooked by the end of that Devon. We'd asked him to do a fair bit. We had a couple of injuries come out of that Devon game, which was. I remember us singing the song in the rooms, and I thought this is probably the last time we're going to see it this year.
So you reached that reality then?
Oh, look, I think so. Chelsea had done a number on us.
You can say it now, obviously, but you would never have said it back then. But
we still did well against Pearcedale.
Yeah. Well, that was Pearcedale's week before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look,
you just knew.
Touch them up.
I think Lockie Williams' knee was crook as well, wasn't it? He was pretty sore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pearcedale was probably, I don't know if you remember, but we didn't allow them to score a goal until the last quarter. I kind of got a bit of a thought in my mind then that, geez, maybe we can go all the way here. Like we were playing some really good footy there for a while.
And so were Pearcedale too. So.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. Devon, for some reason, we just seemed to have their measure last year.
You really did. You played and matched up really well.
We beat them. They made us look silly at Devon, but at home we got them, and then the finals, they looked a bit cooked as well. So
they did. There were some sore bodies there.
Yeah,
they went after us. Went after us physically, Devon, as they do sometimes, and they got us good. So we limped off the field with a pretty good win. But we planned and passionate and put everything in place to beat Chelsea. But I remember sitting at home on the Friday night before that game, and they've got 7 ex-VFL players on their list, and they were all in pretty good form. And I looked at my list, and I had 3, but they were all broken. And I was just like, geez, it'd be nice if we're competitive tomorrow. We weren't. I think we played about 10, 15 minutes of pretty good footy in the third and then just got blown away. And once you've got nothing to play for, it goes pretty quick, doesn't it? So it's actually the only time I've ever lost a game by 100 points or more, player or coach. So, it's difficult, and we struggled to retain parts of our list because of it, because you look a long way away when you miss by that much.
There's no doubt. That's okay. So, that happens.
Yeah.
Appreciate your honesty there, mate. Thank you. Well done. Thank you very, very much. See, last week was just a blur.
The Kona song.
Oh, my God. Oh,
this doesn't work, does it?
What do you mean? You'd finished.
Yeah. This does not work.
Well, it's pretty good.
Never has.
I see. He's throwing the toys out the cot already.
Never has. Never will.
They weren't bad tonight.
They
weren't bad tonight.
They were pretty good.
It was very good. It was very good indeed.
That's
We're
good.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Division 2. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
When your loved ones live alone, it's concerning. So I had no problem changing providers when I saw a better option.
Whether it's helping the aged maintain their independence or providing an approved NDIS package for someone with a disability, a visit from one of Aftercare's qualified personal carers can make all the difference. Aftercare prides itself on tailoring personalised service to the aged and those with disabilities, and has done for 21 years. If someone you love could receive better care in their own home, call Aftercare on 1300 464663 or visit after-care.com.au.
Changing was the best thing we ever did.
So let our family help your family. Are you tired of spending endless hours on property maintenance? Look no further. Introducing Askanish, your premium solution for high-end property maintenance. Our expert team with years of golf course experience specialises in broadacre spraying and large area mowing, ensuring your property maintains its pristine condition. Say goodbye to hassle and say g'day to perfection with Askanish. To find out more, call Rob on 0407 362 328.
Welcome back to Halftime Heroes, the latest on local sport across the Mornington Peninsula.
Welcome back, sports fans. It is great to be back in Suss's Garage. We are going to get stuck straight into it. What is Division 2, Round 1? Just can I just say, Sus, how good was that Coach's Corner? How good is that segment?
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
What a
So
sign!
good.
What a sign off as well.
I know. I know.
fantastic.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well done to you, Commish.
Good on you.
And
Fantastic
Gammers, thanks,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Just
your
hanging
time.
Show
So-
2 and I'm just hanging on. Just hang on. I have to fucking walk out last year. I'm going to walk out again.
We'll have to suspend
was
it.
so
Oh,
funny.
yeah,
walk
did,
out.
yeah. What?
Yeah, he did.
That was mid-year, wasn't it?
Through the toys.
It was
Was it before
It was
I
pretty.
come
It
on?
got,
or-
it got
it-
pretty.
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
pretty.
it was.
It was to do with the Mentalizer
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
it
Yeah.
Oh,
And
don't
these
touch-
peanuts wouldn't leave it
It was
alone.
relentless, wasn't it? It was
Go
relentless.
stick
I'm not
it straight
touching
up your
that.
ass.
I'm not touching that.
And as it turns out, nothing,
Whooshka.
not a straw
Mind you,
out of place.
Did you play at Mount
Like,
Eliza for a practice
no
match?
shit.
Yes.
Was it fair income or $16 for a hot dog?
That might be the case. They're bloody good hot dogs.
They're fantastic. No, it's all good.
They are very good.
That's it. I'm not doing any more Mount Eliza
No,
jokes.
no.
So, this week being round 1 to be played out on the 5th of April, we have chosen as the heroes. Selection table match of the round is going to be the relegated team from last year, Frankston Bombers taking on Bonbeach. So, as we always do, we'll leave that until last. And we will very, very firstly look at the first game coming up to be played out at Chelsea Recreation Reserve, Chelsea taking on Crib Point Football Netball Club. What's your premonition this year's? Sus for
Cribby? Well,
Cribby.
You're a Crib Point member, aren't you? That's, or
you
Paid
board,
up.
board member.
Board
you got
member, life member.
You tell me, if you've got a sub in the pen down at Cerberus, have you? They'll all jump in and just motor around.
They've taken over. They have taken. My good mate's the president there, and they've just taken over.
So
Yeah.
they'll jump
Is
in.
he?
They'll jump in
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
AUKUS subs. They'll just fly around to Chelsea. They'll park it off the beach there. They'll jump
couple
off,
of missiles.
and I reckon they'll do pretty good.
Launch a couple of.
I reckon they'll do pretty good this year. So
Cribby.
yes, I'm putting them. So
What have you got there with Crib Point's ends? What do they look like? Just out of interest. I know you've got the sheet there. I have read it.
Oh, well, no, it's over the job.
well.
they've,
Now
they've
you
brought
mention that,
They've brought a few in.
Cribby, Farmer, Phillips, Hobson, Goosey, Coughlin.
As in Will.
Yep. No, as in Harrison Goosey, the younger son of, and
Interesting move, though.
Will Hamill, but he'll be he might be on the Frankston list, and a couple of others jumping along there. So they've done pretty well.
They won't see Hamill.
No, but you never know. But I think I'm trying to think of the Woodside. Dan Farmer goes okay from what I hear. So, but we'll pick up those. So good on them.
You think Chelsea would have to beat Cribby, but they're improving. They were improving nicely last year, Cribby, weren't they? But it's a nice little challenge for them round 1, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
A nice little challenge round 1, and just get it
Any
kind of out of the way.
Any hangover from the grand final
For Chelsea, you mean?
Any leftovers?
They should come out swinging this year.
Yeah.
I can tell you it's hard to come back from
Yeah,
losing.
yeah,
Yeah,
Very hard.
yeah. Particularly with the circumstances. But
Gee, Karen Patterson Lakes have gone well, haven't they? Geez, they picked
yeah,
up
they
a lot of
picked up
play
a lot.
in the Southern League. Shit. Who do you like? Sus.
I like Cribby.
Oh, Dom. Okay, yep. You
Just love him.
commish.
Well, that's a huge call. So I said Chelsea.
Yeah, well, it's
No,
got,
Chelsea would have to. You want to see Cribby get within probably 20 points, and you think, yeah, I tell you what, this Cribby are improving.
They'd take
So
that.
Chelsea are fucking hard to beat us, and Chelsea for mine by 22 points. There you go.
22. So just
See if
over
that
your
ladies-
20.
Huh?
Just over your 20.
Well, yeah, that's what 22 is.
Gammers.
Wind him up.
Jesus Christ.
Still his bedtime.
I looked at these games. Today in a bit of detail.
As you would.
I think it's a good game.
It's going to be a great game.
You'd think if Chelsea are going to back up, that they would beat Crib Point comfortably.
I would say
there.
comfortably as well.
Yep.
And that's just because I think they're going to want to come out and show everyone that there's no hangover, and they'll be there again this year, and watch what we do to Cribby.
Yeah. I tend to think that's what's going to happen, especially up there.
Yep. Agreed. All bars sus.
Cribby.
I think they should.
The next game to be played out at Glover Reserve, that's correct, the land of the celery, is Devon Meadows taking on Pearsdale. Again, Gammers, a very, very good game this one.
Battle of the Panthers.
Absolutely.
It's a Pantherthon.
It is a Pantherthon.
Again, you only hear from afar what's going on with these clubs. I watched Pearsdale live against Cranbourne, and they were playing half seniors, half reserves, so it wasn't a great indication of where they're going to be.
Yep.
Hearing great things about them as a whole, Pearsdale, that they should be up in the top 2 or 3 in the comp. Got some injured players back. I think they recruited or got a key back into their side, which is where their weakness has probably been. Devon, haven't heard positive things, but again, don't know. But I've heard that players have left and seen that players have left, and no players are coming in, but they have strengthened their juniors. So whether they're building for the future or whether they think their juniors are good enough to go this year, I'm not sure. And obviously, there's a coaching change or a coaching partnership going on out there. So
succession.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah. You probably know better than me. But
how's that going for Port Adelaide?
I don't think this is the game it was last year. I think Pearsdale win that pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, so do I. Ty Kirkwood's a big outfit for Devon. They've got a young fella, Kai Williams, that's going to go through the midfield. Extra good, I've heard.
Yep.
But Devon, so I wanted to keep an eye on one of the young ones to give Jolie Hillis a bit of a... Jolie Hillis is a good player, mate, isn't he?
He's not going over to Turkey,
he's hard to stop, isn't he?
No, it's all done.
What do you do?
It's all taken root.
Where's he going?
Turkey.
Oh, to the
mop.
What do you do against us? You kick 10 in a losing final or something. We just gave up on him, really.
You do. You go,
exactly.
Once he goes deep forward, you think, oh, fucking, here's a problem.
Yeah.
But, Pearsdale... for mine, it looks like Devon sort of have had their go, and I'm not sure whether Dean's playing this year. I know he was banged up at the end of last year.
He's back. He's playing.
Yep. Paddy?
No,
Paddy. So, I mean, that's...
They look like...
Well, actually, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so I just think they probably had their go, and they're waiting for those juniors to now come through, and this Kai Williams kid is one worth $10 to go watch him, I think. So, good game, but Pearsdale for mine.
Pearsdale? Gammers with the... What's I going to say?
No, did you just have
somewhere
a
else?
stroke?
We need to...
Was that you in the balaclava?
We need to do a blooper one.
We will.
Yeah,
we will.
That was it.
Yeah, we will.
Because that'll be on there.
Watch us.
Sat in the car, watched.
What did he see?
Was impressed by the ball movement of Pearsdale end to end, and noticed one thing is they didn't go outside. They went to the middle every time, which was very
dangerous.
interesting.
On that little ground of theirs, that's
Very
really dangerous.
interesting.
And there was a number 22 that looked extra sharp in
Blonde tips.
Young Cruz West.
Yeah. Jesus, a good player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Cruz
Geordie,
West. Got to be a surfer or something.
Geordie Bastanek was going off as well on the halfback in the centre.
It's only one of them, isn't it? For you, Gammers, please, mate. Pearsdale. I was going to go for Devon Meadows, but Fat Drew he's hurt himself.
Fat Drew.
He's out.
He's
Done
out. So he, I would have tipped your Panthers, but Fat Drew's not
running to the canteen,
running to the canteen, running to the Esky.
with half a dozen cans swinging up his belt. That's before the game.
No, Pearsdale for me.
Good kids.
Hello, Drewy boys, our number one fan group. The next game to be played at the Hastings Club is Hastings taking on Tyab.
Kev Lilacs Hastings. Jesus, changes down there.
Wow, this is a high pressure for both teams. This one, big inclusions, both teams.
Match of the round.
Yeah.
Has to be, isn't it?
No, not according to Neil.
Far from.
Oh, hang on.
He's a good man, Kev, isn't he? I got a good chance to chat to him. I don't know him personally, but I got a good chance to chat to him at a pracky game we're both at. He's full of energy and ready to go.
He's a quality bloke.
They've changed a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah.
They might want to change the name because I don't think that's there anymore.
No,
Hastings
it's not.
Club.
It's not anymore, is it?
Yeah.
I don't think.
But, that's good
Because
going.
what they've had to deal with there as well. Look, that's
heaps.
just a joke,
There's a
mate.
bit of
An
crap going on
absolute
there.
joke.
Yep.
Can Tyab improve this year? Because they promised a lot last year. Had a good start.
So Foxy's left
Yeah,
completely
that's-
now.
That's a concern. Yeah, man, Jimmy's still there?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. I don't think they can. Can I just put it out there? I don't think they will.
Big ins. I'll call them big ins. Yes, big ins.
I saw the little press release.
Yeah.
It's
203, I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes okay.
Who's that,
There's-
Gammers?
Bit on the older side, though, isn't he? Alexander Brown, is it?
Yeah, Andrew Brown.
Andrew Brown, sorry.
There's too much of a turnover listed type. It's a constant spinning wheel, isn't it? There's no synergy there.
Young, the bloke who coached them, Haverfield, he's not a bad fella. I've had a couple of good chats with him, and I think they're trying. It's obviously tough when you don't have juniors coming through to keep a sustainable list together.
Hard.
So you're buying your list or you're bringing guys in, and it's hard to formulate some connections and game plan to take from season to season. So it's almost, I don't know, this is an outsider looking in, it's almost like starting again every year, which I would find just...
Agree.
I don't know how
it's
I
like
deal
starting
with
again every year.
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
on paper, they look good. They looked good on paper last year, I thought, and they actually nearly beat us in one of the games.
They had a good start, didn't they? They won 6 of the first
Yeah,
8 or something.
yeah.
They were strong
Maybe
early.
fitness. And the coach
That was
came
when we
in-
got Jimmy on, and then he absolutely went to
You got
custard.
into him. Yeah. They reckon we do.
We can tend to do that a bit.
Yeah, we can put the moz on them for
Can we
sure.
ever?
It's Hastings for me. I'm excited for what they've got for season 2025.
Tyab.
Oh, for God's sake.
Tyab. I just like...
It's because you connections, isn't it?
No.
It is. Of course it is.
Yeah, it's Hastings for me because I think Kev would have instilled enough belief in these young boys
100%.
to have a really good go at Hastings
100%.
and turn the tide.
Round 3 or round 4, I think Hastings will come up. It'll take them a couple of rounds to get the machine moving. Tyab for me.
They brought a lot of YC twos players into that side, and we've found a couple of gems from Mount Eliza twos to bring in our side. So just be interesting to see how they find the level and actually being paid senior footballers. It's a tough one to pick. I think there'll be a goal in it, and I think Hastings at home.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Wow. The next game, Hastings for me. Next game is Rye taking on Seaford at RJ Rowley Reserve. I reckon this is going to be cracker too.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
Seaford have to improve.
They have to. But
Rye have to as well.
Well, they've done well off the field, right? I don't know much about Seaford, but they've gone all right off the field. Again, Gammas, like Hastings picking up the twos players. Rye have done something very similar.
Dromana guys come across, aren't they?
Spot on.
Sorrento.
Got a bunch of ins.
Yeah, bunch of ins.
I've had a bit to do with Morey over the pre-season. We were meant to play a couple of practice games, but just couldn't make the dates work. But he seemed pretty upbeat with what they had, and they were improving and had some pretty clear goals. And again, I think, like we're saying about Tyab, I think for the first time in a while, Rye's got a reasonably settled list of core players and added to it. So that's exciting for them. Seaford, I've heard nothing about.
Under the radar.
Interesting to see.
Rye's 19s too were flying. They were very competitive last year, so very, very exciting things coming out of Rye. Morey's up and about. Some of the senior players are talking about top 5. Not to put the moz on them, but there's a lot of belief down at Rye at the moment, especially on the back of the passing of both of Kicker and Barnesy as well. Yep. So they'll have a lot to play for this coming Saturday at RJ Rowley Reserve, the home of the D's. It's Rye for me.
Yeah, Rye for me. Like them at home.
Rye.
Hard to beat.
I do like
Big
Rye.
deck.
I don't know enough about Seaford. Rye didn't have great practice game form. I think they played Parkdale, who are very good, and they got bashed up a little bit, I believe.
They did. Could have been a lot worse.
Got a hell of a lot to play for, don't they, Rye, with those legends and the home ground, the excitement. Yeah, Rye in a close one.
Yep. The next game is close to your heart, of course, Gammas, is Somerville taking on Karingal. We don't know what to expect from Karingal, but we have high expectations from Somerville, as we always do each and every year. Sus, to you first.
I think be a testing match for both. Especially with Somerville and some inclusions there that will want to determine how they play for the rest of the year, which I think will be great. I've heard nothing about Karingal, which...
Well, we have.
Well, I haven't. Well, you might have. But
there hasn't been any good stuff come out of Karingal.
Well,
I don't know whether it's right or not, but
I
think it's a self-start at Gammas.
So I think Summy So maybe they're just doing it because of Gammers.
Well, we've heard some
so.
negative stuff about Kringle, haven't we?
Oh, God,
About numbers and things.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Correct.
So
I'm hearing that they're not going to have a 19s and a reserves.
well, I think they're going to get a reserves.
Yeah, I confirm we've been told over two side this week.
Right.
No 19s. So, yeah. It's,
No, interesting.
Gammers.
it's hard. I'll tell you what it is. It's hard to hard to prepare.
Yeah.
It's
We've got some pretty close connections at our club with Kringle, with personnel at the moment especially, and we've had some personnel come across from Kringle as late as probably 3 weeks ago.
Did their captain sign with you not long ago? Kringle's captain?
Who's that?
Who was Kringle's captain?
I don't know. You're telling the story.
Well, I think you actually do. Telling us. Your ins. Can we just
Yep.
you got a couple of good Manalizer boy there. You got another ex-Manalizer boy there that was playing some uni footy up towards town and stuff.
Well, you might have been responsible for one of those,
No.
or connected even. Let's say connected.
No, I
necessarily.
think you did have something to do with it, I remember.
We've got some ins, yeah.
Good in, got some good ins.
Got some good ins, yeah. I think they are, yeah.
Lockie
So
Gill and Renouf.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, he's a good player. He is a good player. Hasn't played for a couple of years. Good singer too. Good singer. Won The Voice.
Oh, he won The Voice.
Oh,
He won The
yes,
Voice,
that's right.
Yep.
Right.
So, yeah, he's pretty popular amongst on-field and off-field, I believe.
I bet he is.
Yeah.
Did he do anything with that? Is he recording or anything?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's his job. Yeah, he's
he's a full-time-
He's a
is
full-time
he?
singer. So he's missed a bit of our pre-season at
shit.
times going between Melbourne and Sydney, but
He'd be a good one to get in.
his last 5 or 6 weeks have been really strong. So he's put his hand up for selection, which is
Goes
nice.
okay. Goes okay.
Yeah, I coached him at Frankston as his line coach in 19 at VFL level, and yeah, he's great, close with Mason DeWitt, so that was pretty seamless. Jordan Hayter from Old Brighton,
Yep.
he's new to the comp, a midfield type.
Yep.
Elliot Perkins also, he comes along with him from Old Brighton, brother of Archie from Essendon.
Yep.
Good pedigree, injured at the
player.
moment, so he won't play this week.
Righto.
Will Sir from Melbourne Uni used to be the Mount Eliza boy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
look. He come in late. He'll probably play. Just need to get him fit and get him through the year. So
Yep.
that's nice.
Excellent.
Levi Dixon just signed with us from Kringle. That might have been who you were alluding to.
Oh, well,
maybe.
it could have been, but you didn't know anything about it a minute ago.
Well, he's reading his notes, isn't he?
Yeah, I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Matt Bullock from Mount Eliza.
Matt Bullock.
So we're
Good
going to
get.
try and get him going.
Yeah.
He's interrupted pre-season.
Yeah, get him right.
But yeah, elite speed and skill if we can get him injury-free.
Then it runs out.
And we've got a couple other guys from Frankston Dolphins and Kringle. What I want to say is we've got nil VFL listed players on our list this year.
Nil.
Wow.
Nil.
Yeah.
Which is good for you.
Yeah, that's
That's another. Well, look. If a VFL listed player come to us, we wouldn't say
Oh,
no.
no,
but
exactly.
you're not
We
waiting on
haven't
the
cha-
9
No,
o'clock
we haven't
Thursday
chased-
phone call.
The big fella?
Tom
Robert?
Roberts.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Roberts is like a new recruit. Yeah, he's not quite ready yet, but will be in the first month. And then he's offsider,
huge.
which is Andy Roberts,
Goes
who's our other ruck.
Another one goes okay.
So we've got some options there. We just need to get into the season. But yeah, the nil
Yeah.
VFL listed players, like I said, we wouldn't knock them back, but it's made a really different mood around our connection.
Yeah, I
like
bet it
everyone who's there is there.
Yes.
And that
Good.
makes a massive difference
Yeah.
when you got leaders and stuff like that, and your young players like, well, I'm actually
like
going
it.
to play with that guy.
Yeah.
So that's been huge.
No, good on you.
I don't know if it was last year, Gammers, or it was I think it was last year we had Goons in here, and I asked the question, how does that? Because most of the time after your selection on a Thursday, these VFL listed players aren't necessarily finding out until much later than that. So you've named your list, and then you get that phone call, and I thought Goons was really good in the way he explained it, and and then what follows that is you have to ring someone.
There's some angst. There's a lot of
Yeah.
angst. So you're naming
Probably
those
a kid
guys.
that's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're naming those guys, and then you're reneging on it. Friday
Yeah,
morning,
it's-
late Thursday night, which is not a great way to do business.
No,
No, absolutely
I'd rather do
not.
it your way.
Yeah,
Where you've got the room full on a Thursday night dinner. All those bods are
fallen way,
prepared
yes.
to play.
Something the AFL might have to address. I think clubs are getting sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's hard to manage at our level,
Yeah, it is.
especially when you've got 100 players registered that you try and look after over your three teams. Plus you got that. Yeah,
It's
and
a distraction you don't need.
rumour on the street is that Frankston have asked their players to play Div 1 footy. So, but that hasn't fallen with Will Hamill coming from AFL. So that's been good for us in a way. But, we'll see how that works for us. It might...
But don't play Div 2.
It might buy us. Yeah, well, I haven't heard factually, but I've heard quite a few people say it to me that... So it'd be interesting to see if that is true.
They don't play at all.
Well,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So you're not getting the game in the VFL, so don't play at all.
I think there's pressure put on the players to sign for Div 1 club.
Good one, Gammers. Bloody newsbreaker.
I like that. Newsbreaker extraordinaire. Purple.
Purple-lettered
warrior. And okay, so Somerville for me.
Summy?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah,
and not just because you're
Summy
next to
by
me, mate.
plenty.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Just don't crinkle. Yeah, obviously. And you will
Nice
be
soft start.
Somerville 2 Gammers. And the selection table match of the round, thanks to the halftime heroes, is, as I said off the top, Frankston Bombers taking on Bonbeach. What is this going to look like? I would have thought that... again, we haven't heard too much what's been happening on the field. More, there's been some shake-ups around, obviously coaching and whatnot at Bonbeach. Don't know what's been happening. It's been pretty quiet on their front. So just that alone, I think... and I think, Gammers, you mentioned a couple of times, but the practice matches, performances for the Bombers, I think were very good. To be playing still with some of those outs, to knock off a Div 1 side in Langwarrin and do it pretty comfortably. I think they need to be noticed, and I think they'll be noticed this week at Baxter Park.
They'll be thinking of. I've been kicked out of Division 1. I need to get back there
100%
straight away.
Yep.
And if not, then a 1 year plan turns into a 3 year plan. It just can't. You can't just.
It's funny though, isn't it? Yeah. Like I think every Div 1 club thinks that, and we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because and you say the footy's different between the divs, which it totally is. But
we hurts you at Dromana.
It hurts you both ways. Yeah.
Yep.
It hurts you coming back as well because the top 4 in Div 2 are quite capable units.
Oh,
yeah.
All deserving of Division 1.
Are the Bombers, Gammers? Hard question for you to answer, but are they not a bit top heavy?
I've had conversations with my staff about, it'd be ideal if it was a rainy day. Be ideal to play them there rather than at Somerville on a bigger ground.
Big Khan, Harry.
Play our way.
Yeah.
I think so. But again, without being in the inner sanctum only hearing, they look like they're going to monster a couple of sides in our comp. Yeah. And I think it's just going to be about the top sides, which team can get their game style up and going.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, good answer.
But then we saw what happened to Frankston Bombers around injury as well. That's when they pretty much went to...
It's their bottom 6 that concern me a bit.
Exactly.
It's my biggest concern. The top end's as good as anyone's.
Yeah, you dream about it, to be honest.
You do, but your bottom 6...
Harnett,
bottom 8.
Tuku.
Yeah.
Look, without being too... disrespectful, it's a little bit of a Devon Meadows profile where the top end's amazing and the bottom 6 you can really get hold of.
Couldn't agree more. After watching them a few times, whilst Luke was there last year, went and watched them a few times and they just seemed to drop off a little bit too quickly.
And then the halftime hero family would know that I bang on it a fair bit. You're only as good as your bottom 6.
100%.
It is, isn't it?
They're the ones. Your good players are always going to play well.
Yep.
Or if they play half poorly, they're still okay. Absolutely. But it's your bottom 6 that got to do something.
Yep.
Frankston Bombers for me.
Ooh.
Really? Ooh. I'm surprised.
Bonbeach have to give us a raise. Yep. They have to.
They gave us
last year was a mulligan. It was a mulligan year. And they're a proud Division 1 football club.
Made a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I don't think Frankston can lose.
No,
I don't think
it's
round 1.
It's at Frankston, isn't it?
Well, not just because I think round 1 it is at Frankston. I don't
only because it's at Frankston.
Yeah, I just think
a big improving Bonnie.
And Nick Haynes coming out with his under-19s group.
Yeah, difference there, haven't they? They've got massive numbers.
Yeah. Yep. So they were in all 2 years ago. They were in all types of trouble.
Absolutely, they were.
And they've come up with this. So bit of momentum there, but I still like Bonbeach in a close one.
Good one.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Very good. I like it. I like it a lot. You, Commish?
Bombers. It's at Frankston, and they play that ground pretty well. So Frankston, but a mightily improved Bonbeach this year. They have to. They're too good. They've been in Division 1 for too long. They're too proud.
Yeah.
It's been a steep drop-off, hasn't it?
It's been a steep, it's not acceptable.
Grand final.
4
They
years
lost
ago,
a lot.
grand final.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't be copping that down at the Sharks.
Yeah.
They won't be copping that at all.
Gammers?
Yeah, Frankston Bombers for me.
Frankston Bombers for me too. That. Oh, okay. Nope. Take one back. Predictions, please.
For the top 5. Chelsea.
the top 5.
Chelsea, Pearcedale, Crib Point, Bonbeach and Summy.
Let me just bring up
Chelsea, Pearcedale, Crib Point,
Spooks.
Bonbeach and Summy.
He's got Spook has Chelsea, Pearcedale, Summy, Cribby, Bombers. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Chelsea.
Do you want me to tell you what you wrote?
Yes, please.
Okay. That I can do.
Let him
That was yours.
Just let him
Shit.
know. Let him know who
Yeah.
the teams
Yeah,
are. Div 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want.
Sorry,
He-
so that
he wants to go
was
mentalise
yours.
it, YC.
That was yours, sorry. So you've gone sus Chelsea, Pearcedale, Somerville, Cribby, Bombers.
Yep.
And Spook, my bad. He went Pearcedale, Chelsea, Bombers. I have to. Cribby and Summy.
He's only gone to Div 4. He's only gone to top 4. Oh,
No,
no, he
he's-
added us in at the
yeah,
end. Oh, yeah, I forgot
He
about
knew
it.
you were coming in, Gammers.
Yeah, Thanks, Spook. Love you, mate.
He's a harsh man.
So this will be documented somewhere in the archive. So we will draw on this when the
Chelsea
time comes.
with no confidence.
Yeah, really.
For the flag.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
You don't know what you're going to get? I'd reckon.
No, I don't know. Don't know.
If they can't win
I
last
couldn't.
year's.
To be honest, I couldn't.
I'd be waking up every night just remembering 16, 18. That's what
Yeah,
I'd be
dominated all year, really, didn't they? Well, I suppose Evie did.
Like
as
to
well,
get over.
But that last 20 minutes.
Well,
Horror show.
It's who you? Oh, yep, the kids down there.
Yeah, just-
Like it is. Like it is.
With Uncle Arthur.
Uncle Chop Chop. Like it is. Okay, well that rounds out Division 2, of course. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with Suss's Pallets and the Wrap. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
When your loved ones live alone, it's concerning. So I had no problem changing providers when I saw a better option.
Whether it's helping the aged maintain their independence or providing an approved NDIS package for someone with a disability, a visit from one of Aftercare's qualified personal carers can make all the difference. Aftercare prides itself on tailoring personalised service to the aged and those with disabilities and has done for 21 years. If someone you love could receive better care in their own home, call Aftercare on 1300 464663 or visit after-care.com.au.
Changing was the best thing we ever did.
So let our family help your family. Are you tired of spending endless hours on property maintenance? Look no further. Introducing Askanish, your premium solution for high-end property maintenance. Our expert team with years of golf course experience specialises in broadacre spraying and large area mowing, ensuring your property maintains its pristine condition. Say goodbye to hassle and say g'day to perfection with Askanish. To find out more, call Rob on 0407 362 328.
Welcome back to Halftime Heroes, the latest on local sport across the Mornington Peninsula.
And welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for Suss's Pallets. Suss, I need something. I need something. Let's go.
No, you beep, beep.
Episode
You normally
2.
beep them in.
Beep, beep, beep.
Let me just get going. And it's happened worse this year than any other year. And I'm going to go council watch. I'm just going council watch. Council, as a football league, we cannot start a football season this weekend without any practice matches on some relatively good surfaces. Folks, we've had practice matches on places that have had cricket pitches, had friggin' Moomba, that had the
Injuries.
Had
the whole lot on them. Provide some grounds where we can do our trade so we can get fit people ready for round one. That's all I'm asking, folks. That's not simple. You just look at Max King, just trots across a cricket pitch and click, and you're just doing stuff like that. We need to avoid that and get some multi-purpose grounds up. Understand cricket have got their finals, but they only had 4 finals during the week. During the weekend, and then a couple of others. They didn't occupy every ground. Get the stuff moving, folks.
And I like that from you.
You'll struggle to do a better one than that. That's amazing.
It gets good. Every year and then a club risks getting fined for playing on a park. Folks, give me a break.
Yeah. We
designate some grounds, folks.
Well done. I like that from you, Sus. So Dromana v Bayswater was played at Ballura. The newly covered deck at Ballura, very nice. Jeez, they put some coin into that.
It's the junior ground.
That's the junior.
It's good. It's good.
But also, most importantly, is that no one gives a fuck about local cricket. So just move it either way.
Gammers, I'll ask you a question. Did you have trouble parking around the cricket ground at Pearcedale while we're holding the grand final?
Just I struggled parking around the junior one, though. Yeah. The footy game on.
There would have been at least 600 people.
It's not a huge crowd drawer.
No,
the cricket.
No.
There would have been 10, 15 people watching
Exactly.
it. We are only on our ground on Tuesday, Thursdays, starting tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
I think Macca was the same.
Playing 5 days' time.
Yep.
That's why I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, right.
It's not good enough.
Yep.
You're shitting me.
It's not good
That's
enough.
every club. That is every club.
Yeah, it's not great.
Start covering the grounds that aren't being
It's
used.
the most frustrating. From a coaching point of view, it's the most
got to
frustrating
do
thing.
something.
I could tell you a little story. If we dwell back into the... because I used to be on Council Watch a fair bit.
Yes.
I know for a fact that Council in 2010 got a grant for around about 15 pitch covers. So 15 pitch covers.
And that doesn't mean bricky sand either.
So professional pitch covers, and folks, I haven't seen them anywhere. So 2010 to now, sorry folks, have not seen them.
Maybe look at these councillors' backyards. I reckon they're
probably that's what I'm saying.
Out there somewhere.
Jeez, they get me going.
Oh, I like that from you, Sussex Pallets.
Good.
And that is a wrap from the Halftime Heroes. What a episode it's been. We've loved, we've enjoyed immensely bringing you episode 2, haven't we, Sus?
Loved it, and thanks for the feedback from all the viewers that we've been receiving as well.
Absolutely. Yes. So just before, Sus, you shared this one with us. It's from the newly.
I'm not saying that we keep our.
We'll keep our sources.
We don't keep our sources.
I know, but if they want to write us letters, then they need to know who they are.
We'd have to ask them permission.
Yeah.
First.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next week, I do want to spend just a brief sort of 3 or 4 minutes going through
payments.
Well, no, don't even get me started on that, Gammers.
Well, that's what it was about.
It was about that. Yep. Yes, it was absolutely. But I think they're just around the Halftime Hero family. There needs to be a little explanation on how AFL Southeast works and how the MPFNL Commission works, because I think all you people out there will be pleasantly surprised with what we're going to tell you. But hold on to your hats, because that's next week. We've loved every second of it. Round of applause for Gammers joining the Halftime Heroes, can I say, every second week, and if not every week, if I can wedge that in there to Mrs. Gammers. But it's been an absolute pleasure, as I said. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You've been listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.